If we go back and look at some of the myths around myopia, if you like, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, we were prescribing low power multifocal, like anti-fatigue glasses, because we were told that that was helpful and slowed down myopia. It doesn't. It's not helpful. So we don't do that anymore. We don't recommend that anymore. But that's something that we had done for a long time because we were told that was a better way to go about it. If we go beyond that and we look at what's currently available, there's really good solid evidence behind it. So if we look at some of the myopia control spectacle lenses, they use a special peripheral defocus pattern of lens manufacturing, which has come about through CNC cutting machines and computers designing lenses and not only designing lenses, but manufacturing lenses as well. So these sort of work production lines are just amazing stuff. And we've got them in Australia. And those lenses, there's a range of them. There's various companies have got their own brands. So we've got ones from Essilor and we've got ones from Hoyer and one's from Rodenstock. Each one's got its own level of studies showing how they're proof, and each one's have got their own level of evidence behind them. And some of them are gold standard. They've got evidence that shows that they're almost or equally effective to all the other options available because they've done long-term studies. Other products are newer on the market and they don't have those long-term studies because they haven't been around for as long. But they're copying in a very similar way some of the other products. So I think what we've got is a spectrum of lenses that work. Some are gold standard and they've got some really rigorous evidence behind them, and they're what we would go as our gold standard. But I've got a couple of backups for people that are just financially bits beyond their means, in which case, well, we don't want to deny them care, so I try and do something that's maybe not got quite as deep an evidence, but we do them and we watch them more closely. If we go outside of the spectacle lenses, there are contact lenses, and they've been around for a long time. We've been using them for a long time, and they've been much more effective. I mean, they're soft contact lenses like MySight from Cooper Vision, and they're amazing lenses. They're really, really good. And we've been using them for a long time, and there's good evidence behind them. They've changed the materials recently to try and make them healthier and more a better feel for the eye. And there's new types of lenses coming from Johnson & Johnson called Ability, and Ability have got some quite powerful myopia controlling technology built into them using a very unusual sort of shape of a contact lens, which is radical because it's nothing like MySight. And that's really interesting because they come in a couple of different shapes and a different curve. So if you've got little children with myopia, it's a really good match for them because it's a little bit tighter, it's a bit neater, so it's a better fit for little tiny eyes. And we've been getting some really good results from that with some of our younger myopes that we've started into myopia control. And if we go beyond that again, there are drug options. So there's things like atropine, low dose atropine. Atropine's a drug that changes your pupil size. And ultra low dose treatment options are what's in vogue for treating myopia. But that also means you're introducing a medication and a chemical into your child's eye every day for maybe a decade, 2 decades of life. And what are the long-term implications of that? And the answers are that we've got reasonable long-term data, but no long-term drug use is suitable and is safe for every single person because each drug affects a person in a different way. So I think we're going to see some more evidence of that coming out over time. So it's just something that's in the back of my mind as being, if I'm starting someone on something and I'm going to be introducing a chemical into someone's eye every day for a long time. We talked about habits before. How easy is that habit to break and forget the eye drops and not use them? If you wake up and you put your glasses on, that's one thing. If you wake up and put your contact lenses on, that's one thing. But you've got to remember these eye drops as well. The next interesting thing is low-level light therapy and red light treatment. And I don't have that in my practice. I know about it. It has some interesting data behind it showing, and it's getting some major traction at the moment. Red light therapy is considered to be quite in vogue, and lots of people are claiming all sorts of magical things from it. And the evidence behind the red light for myopia is reasonably solid. There are some cautions that have been mentioned, and some of the cautions are there is a rebound effect if you stop the red light therapy. So again, committing to that therapy is a long-term commitment. And if you use it for a while and then you stop using it because you got bored with it or what have you, or maybe your machine breaks and you're not using it, the risk is then you rebound and you become much more myopic really quickly. So that's a slight concern for that treatment pathway. But it's non-invasive treatment, so it's good from that point of view. The risk with repetitive exposure to light is the same with everything that's a light-based therapy. There need to be power level controls and various energy level controls to reduce that risk. But regular small doses of red light are quite effective. The next one to talk about is orthokeratology, which we've talked about here before. And orthokeratology is a reshaping lens that we wear while we sleep. Traditionally, it's been used to try and reshape your eye so that that you get a better distance eye, you get a better near eye. And I had a lady in today that's older than me, and she wears one ortho-K lens in one eye to improve her distance vision. And the other eye is naturally myopic, so that's one benefit of being a little bit short-sighted from her childhood. and she can read with one eye and she can see distance with the other eye. And she's happy with that. And she's been doing that for 20 years. So really, really, really solid. And we're tweaking her contact lens today to try and make it better. But from a myopia control point of view, then it's about trying to massage the eye into a shape that you can see without glasses and without contact lenses. So just the reshaping alone. And we know that that's protective against myopia progression. But every one of those treatment options need to be monitored. And we measure axial length to monitor the growth of the eye, because that's considered gold standard in terms of monitoring growth. So the glasses can still progress. The soft contact lenses, you can still progress and get worse. The atropine, you can still progress. The red light, you can still progress. And the ortho-K, you can still progress as well. So if one treatment's not working because you're progressing even under that treatment, we can always change to a different treatment and see if that's going to be more efficacious for that particular child.